Native Americans started making maple syrup from sap long before Europeans arrived in North America. They'd cut a V in the maple tree and place a wedge at the bottom of the cut. The sap that dripped off the wedge was collected in a basket at the base of the tree. This collected sap was then slowly boiled over a campfire to make the syrup. The colonists learned the practice from the Native Americans. Instead of using wedges, though, they drilled holes with augers and inserted wooden spouts. The buckets were then hung below the spouts rather than sitting on the ground. Colonists poured the sap from each bucket into a large container and used draft animals to haul the containers to the sugar shack for boiling into syrup. The sap collection process was streamlined in the 1970s. Instead of buckets, plastic tubing systems, often many miles long, were installed that stretched from tree to tree, running all the way down to the collection tank at the sugar shack. The process of removing the water from the collected sap also became more efficient. A pressurized filter system called a reverse osmosis system was added that removed about half of the water before the boiling, and modern evaporators can boil off the remaining water much more quickly than the campfires and cauldrons of old. These technological advances eliminated much of the manual labor and increased the speed and efficiency of maple sugaring. But at its most basic level, the process hasn't changed much from the original Native American method. In southwestern Wisconsin, where Bappy is located, tree tapping begins in February, but the sap doesn't start to flow until March and April when the weather warms. The flowing sap is gathered over the next month and a half, and then the taps are removed from the trees. The collected sap is processed at the sugar shack. After reverse osmosis has removed half of the water, the sap is fed into the evaporator, where several stages of boiling remove the remaining water. The evaporated water itself can be a sweet treat for people working at the sugar shack. After the water is removed, the remaining liquid thickens into the brown syrup that we all know and love.
Bappy is a premier sensor manufacturer for the HVAC industry, including sensors for temperature, humidity, pressure, air quality, and wireless applications. For more information, call 608-735-4800 or visit us online at www.bappyhvac.com.